Cool, it's recording. So, hello, Barbara,
Hey,
how are
Mike.
you?
Good, you?
I am doing good as well. So, Barbara, you're a member at CrossFit YUL, and I'm one of the coaches over there, and the head coach. And we became good friends over time. It's been a while, right?
Yeah.
How long have you been a member of CrossFit YUL?
In March, it'll be my 5th year.
Wow, eh? So it's a serious thing. It's a serious relationship with fitness now that you have.
Definitely.
The reason I want to do this chat with you is because being separated from our community and the people that we get to coach and see every day from morning to night is not easy. It's not easy to be separated, but I see online the few things, and I chat with a few people just to see how they're doing, and pretty much everybody is inspiring in one way or another. And I find that you are very inspiring. Like you inspire me at least, and I'm sure you inspire many others, just because you're very regular in terms of working out. So that means that you have a plan and you're following diligently. You're following every day. You keep that nice and healthy routine. And
Yeah.
what I'm intrigued, and that's what's inspiring. But what I'm intrigued is what motivates you to do that, and how do you find that motivation? Like, how did you start, and how are you hanging on?
Basically, right now, I've worked so hard to get where I am that I really have no intention of letting it go. And I feel like I can get even better because it's a different challenge working from home.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it. I want to continue it. And my motivation comes from the fact that I'm really passionate about it, and that, like I said, I've worked hard to get to where I've gotten to, and I'm not going to just let it go.
Yeah. It's realizing that fitness has that impact on you. But that is, can we say that you found your why, the reason why you do this?
Yes.
And would you share the why? Like, I know that Thomas, for example, we just spoke with Thomas, the other day, and his why was because he wants to be, he wants to prepare his fitness for later on in his life. And eventually he's going to have kids with his fiance, like he was mentioning. And, obviously he wants to be healthy at 65, 75, 85. So what would be your why?
Primarily, my why is that I really like it, and that I feel like I get better. Like, things are starting to, and they're just small things. There's no huge things that I've achieved, except that I feel good about myself.
Well, that's huge already.
I feel healthy.
Good.
I like it that I can do this, and I feel like I can do even better than what I'm doing. So it's a good mental challenge as well as physical.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's true. But when you wake up in the morning, it's a pandemic right now, right? We're
Yeah.
stuck at home. We're like, we don't get to do much. How do you manage to be motivated when you do this alone, or sometimes you take some classes, online on Zoom with Lyle, or with Susie for stretching and for functional bodybuilding with Lyle. So the coaches are there, but your husband joins for mobility and stretching.
Yeah, he does yoga with Susie. Yeah, and me.
Which is great. But when you work out alone, how do you how do you do it? Like what keeps you going? Because I know you don't want to lose anything, but being alone is tough.
like I said, I've invested so much into it already, and I really do enjoy it. So I look forward to my 9:30 CrossFit workout every day. It's like, yay, I get to do CrossFit today. I get excited about it. And yeah, sometimes I say, oh, we're doing that today, and that's going to be rough. But I think you've trained with me a little bit to know that when it's something that I don't think I can do is when I really need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that motivates me, just like, what can I give today? What can I do today that's going to be better than what I did yesterday? That really truly motivates me. Like,
Okay.
today
So,
I might be a little bit better than I was yesterday.
and so you realize what your weaknesses are in terms of movement or exercise, and it looks like you're learning every single time, or you better yourself every single time, to the point where the effect of that weakness becoming a strength um, is now affecting you in a positive way. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So for those who are going to be listening to this, like for example, they're going to say, okay, but me too. I don't want to lose what I have, but I'm having a hard time. And when there's a weakness or something that's going to be a little tougher, I have a hard time. What would you say to these people to look for to be motivated eventually? What would you say?
The way I approach it is I talk to somebody about it. Like, I've told you, Mike, I'm nervous to do this.
Mm,
Not
yeah.
sure if I'm going to be able to do it. And like, so sharing the fear
Hmm.
or whatever the challenge is helps me. And then somebody who has more knowledge or more experience than me will say, well, approach it this way.
Hmm.
And then I think about it, and I realize that 9 times out of 10, the challenge is in my head. It's not my body that can't do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now, question for you: are you a CrossFit competitor?
I do the open every year.
Hmm.
I've never competed other than
In the
against
open.
myself in the open.
Okay. So you found that exercise is in a way beneficial for your health, I would guess, right? Um,
Absolutely.
how important is that? Like, I mean, I'm fully biased, so I have my answer, but to you, uh, talking to other people,
Mhm.
brushing our teeth is important. Exercising is important, but to what level do you see in especially during this pandemic?
Well, I don't think there's anything more important than good health.
Hmm.
So, um, for anyone who doesn't do CrossFit or thinks that CrossFit is a really difficult thing to do, like, Mike, I started when I was 56. I was out of shape. I was overweight. I couldn't do a push up. I made it through the warm up in the first class and thought, oh, thank God I made it through the class, to realize that that was only the warm up. So
Yeah, yeah, it's
um,
true.
it's very doable. It all rests with you and where you want to take it.
So your level was a lower level, like you were not in shape then when you came in, um,
No,
and you were attracted by the fact that, okay, I got to do something, and you knew something was telling you, someone or something was telling you, exercise is my solution, right?
well, I had been fairly active athletically when I was a kid, but I had a big job and my job took up most of my time, and I really kind of let
Mhm.
everything fall to the side. And like I said, I was 56, out of shape, and I thought, if I don't do it now, it's not going to get any easier.
What would you say? You're absolutely right for this. It's not gonna. It's only going to get harder. So if we don't
Yeah.
work on it, but if we work on it, well, then we can limit the breakdown of our fitness, obviously, and try to push that limit further away in our life. To be like Barb, should I have started before the pandemic and have had those 5 years in my pocket of fitness, or can I just start today?
You could start today. for me, it depends a lot on how badly you want it
Hmm.
and that you have a good coach.
Somebody you can relate to.
Yep.
Yeah, and so, but you're surrounded by a team of coaches there. You have a bunch of people that are guiding you through this, and you're not afraid to ask questions, which is
No.
great. So this leads me to my next question. You're not afraid to ask questions to the coaches, from Lyle to Susie to myself, and others potentially, right? So
Yep.
you're not afraid to do that, but that's rare. A lot of people are sometimes like, oh, this is a stupid question. When it comes to fitness, are there any stupid question you think?
I don't think so, because if you're not sure about it, that validates your question.
Exactly. And so, there's a bunch of coaches out there, so people should not be afraid to try. Now, if you're starting and you've never done fitness before, like you are doing, right?
Yeah.
If you're starting, because after listening to this video, someone might be inspired, which I am pretty sure, and they're like, okay, but I haven't exercised in months. How do I get back at it? And I have a few names in my head of who will be inspired by this. What would be a first exercise, a first workout, like a first something to start, so you don't pass out, and it's actually feasible? What would you, from your point of view, recommend?
Well, I would find a coach,
Mm-hmm.
number one, and that's as easy as, I don't know, Mike, if you're willing to have people contact you, but for
Absolutely.
sure,
Yeah.
I would contact somebody who has a lot of experience in fitness, and they will help you find where you need to start at. Like, the first step of the big journey is taking that one step, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so now let's say they found the coach. What would
Yeah.
you say a fun exercise would be to start with? Like a squat, a
Well,
plank, a sit up?
yeah, so something that my coaches told me often at CrossFit that didn't sink in until I'd done it for a while is that almost every move we do in CrossFit is a move you do every day in your regular life without thinking about the fact that you're squatting or you're doing a curl or
Yeah.
you're using your core to move something. It's everyday stuff. So it's not rocket science.
No, it's true, eh? It's beautiful. I'm actually super proud that you're talking like this, because this is what it is about. We keep seeing in CrossFit the competitors that are extremely inspiring. Obviously, I'm not taking anything out of
Yeah.
them, but it's another level, a level that maybe not everybody would like to be at. Like, if we're talking about the champions in this world. Um, but like you say, um, the movements they do, the movements you do, the movement we all do in the gym, will help us with our fitness for the daily life. Um,
Definitely.
yeah, we have the same fitness needs, which is just differs by degree. So that's what one saying that we have in CrossFit. So now that it's awesome. Just for a person that wants to start, let's contact a coach. Let's try to be those are the first steps. How much time do you need a day if you're starting, or how much time do you take a day?
Well, after doing it for 5 years, I'm happy to do 2 or 3 hours a day, but that's not realistic when you're starting out.
Yeah, no.
So I think, like, if you can manage 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but you have to put it in your schedule. Like, we can all find a million excuses why we
Mm-hmm.
don't have time to do it. So I don't look at it that way. I say that is in my schedule,
Mm-hmm.
and I move other things around so that that time is always there.
Yes, exactly. Just like you would do for brushing your teeth, I guess.
Yeah, or anything that you really want to do.
Yeah, yeah,
You'll make it
exactly.
happen.
Yeah, and over there, it's related to your health, and So yeah, it's a good start. It's a priority. So you're putting exercise in your priorities, I guess.
Yeah, and have fun with it. It's not like super serious, like if I can't do it, my world's going to fall apart, which is how I was at the beginning, is
Mm.
like, um,
I remember you trying the handstand in the gym, remember? And then all of a sudden, boom, you were into a handstand, like perfectly in line, but you know, you didn't think you'd be able to,
no.
even a
Um,
pistol.
yeah, so it goes to show you that if you're well coached, you believe in yourself, those little things, like this didn't happen overnight, right? You
No.
guys taught me how to move properly, understand what I needed to have involved when, and then just with practice and a good foundation, things kind of fell into place. And with my dedication, I have to
Hmm.
say that
Hmm.
you have to be dedicated, you have to be willing to put the time in.
Yeah.
It starts falling into place. And I am no great athlete by any means, and Mike, you can attest to that. But
Well,
I
we
have
would have
gained.
we would have to define what a good athlete is, because in my eyes, you're an excellent athlete. You know, you're an everyday athlete. Now, would you be able to go to the French Throwdown or try to be doing these kind of competition? Well, not yet. It's not your goal. But if it was, I think, what defines a good athlete or a great athlete would be dedication and motivation, and you have those things.
And I would like to compete. I think this is going to sound very
Mhm.
funny, but so I'm 60 now. I'll be 61 in August. By 63, I'm going to compete in some kind of competition, or maybe sooner if I think I'm ready.
Wow. Are you signed up for the Open this year?
Yes,
Are you excited? Do you have butterflies in your stomach? What are you
I do
expecting?
get I do get excited because
Hmm.
last year my goal was, out of, what did we do? 6 workouts,
5.
5 workouts. I wanted to be able to do at least half of them, not scaling it,
RX as prescribed.
in my age group. And that
Hmm.
happened. So, like every year, I have a little thing. This year, it's kind of different because I don't think I'll be doing it in a gym. So, I don't have the equipment. So, I'll be doing the body weight version,
Okay.
which I'm sure will still be very challenging, but it's
Oh yeah.
not what I was gearing myself towards.
Hmm.
So, it'll be a different type of challenge.
What are you the most proud of from the last Open? You said the 3 workouts that were RX, but is there a movement that you're happy you got or you did?
No, I'm not going to say one movement. What I find has happened to me this year, and I was talking about this the other day, is when I first started doing CrossFit, I had to say to myself all the time, is my core engaged? Am I breathing properly? So I had
Hmm.
a checklist. Where I find recently has started to happen to me is now I only notice when those things don't happen. So
Yes, yes.
that's a
That,
big change.
yeah, that's a massive change, and it's because you've been taught this, and then you've realized it, and you felt it, and so now it's becoming a must, which is wow, this is going to be for your life. So it's a good.
Yeah.
I'm eager to see what Dave Castro has for us in only 3 workouts this year, eh? Only 3 workouts. So it's going to be
Yeah.
they have to test quite a bit of things in only 3 workouts. So I think it's um, a preparation for you to move um, forward. Now, why did you sign up for the Open? Because it's not a lot of people want to sign up this year, but you did. I will as well. I'm not signed up yet. I will sign up. But why did you sign up?
Um, for me, it's my line in the sand every year where I can see how I'm doing, and I'm competitive. So it really motivates me to see, because for people who don't do CrossFit, they may not know that it's actually done by age group in the open,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
you can do the RX version, which is as they've written it, or you can do a scale version, which might be what you need to do.
Yeah,
And both of them are difficult but fun, right?
exactly.
So for me, it's all about seeing how I do in my head. Where do I go? Can I push it a little further and still be fine? And
Hmm.
then I love seeing afterwards, like, you look at yourself and see, where did you rank in Canada? Where did you rank in the world? How did these other people who were the same age as you, how did they do? Like, it just really gives you a good overall, it makes me excited talking about it. Like, first
Yeah,
of
I
all, you
know.
see how many people in the world do CrossFit. It's unbelievable.
I know, eh? And that's just a small fraction, because those are all the declared athletes going to do
Right.
the open, but so many are not yet in the open. And so this is a big step for CrossFit this year, right? It's at first I was like, I wasn't sure if I was going to do the open. I was like, oh man, this is a pandemic, my fitness is down, I'm not going to be as good
Yeah.
as last year, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. I'm not going to be with my friends in the gym. It's going to be tough. But then I'm like, am I really going to miss the open? And then one day I'm going to have kids, and my son or my daughter exposed to CrossFit, most likely will say, so you did all the open? I'm like, well, almost, not 2021. It's like, why not, Dad? I was like, oh, there's a pandemic. Oh, so you were sick? I'm like, no, I wasn't. So why? And I don't have an answer for this one. So it's and I'm eager to see how it's exciting. I'm actually super motivated as well, and I'm motivated because you were doing it, and Thomas is doing it, and others are going to be doing it, and we're the ones.
But don't you think, Mike, it's like kind of a parallel in life, right? Because things change.
Mhm.
So that the fact that the open this year is different than it normally is, I think is good. It prepares your mind to be able to deal with change. And
Whoops. All right, you're still there? I think I lost you a bit. There we go. Oh, okay. There.
okay.
There we go. I lost power. So I don't know if I don't see you anymore. There we go. Whew, thank God. I lost power. This is it happens often here. There's probably some thunder outside. So
Okay.
we are still in. I hope everything's okay. It seems to be okay. My computer says it's okay. So
Yeah, looks okay.
so yeah, you were just saying that it's a parallel in life, that the open is switching. It's not the same as usual. And I think you were trying
Right.
to say, when we just got cut, you were just trying to say that this is life.
Yeah.
It's
Things
life.
change. Yep.
Absolutely. We can't expect things to stay the same. And it's actually a very good vision. I had not thought of it like this. And I think it's good. It's a good approach to do this. Like all your friends at 9 a.m. that would benefit from participating in the open, I guess. you know and
Yeah.
I hope that people are
It's
not going to regret not doing it.
everyone has different circumstances, right? So
Yes.
we're a little bit fortunate in that we're retired. So I have more time
Hmm.
than a lot of people who are running around with families, and
Yeah, yeah,
especially during this time where they have kids at home or kids at school and it's all over the place. So I'm
yeah,
sure
I
it's
agree.
challenging for them.
It's a challenge. It's doable. but it's
Yeah.
hard to see that it is doable when you have so many things and new obstacles in your life. A good friend, I'm going to keep his name because I don't know if he's okay that I say his name,
Right.
but he just bought a new house and doesn't think he might be able to do the Open this year.
Okay.
Yet he is a fantastic athlete, master, and really, I'm excited just to work out with him and to watch him perform at his age. And when I mean, he's not old, but like I want to be him when I'm going to grow up again, like. And this year he sees there's all legit good big obstacles where it's not an excuse, but doing the Open would add just that tiny bit more of a stress that he doesn't want right now. So seeing it like that, it's I would like to
Yeah.
I would like to touch
I understand that.
yeah, and there's many people like that, right? So we have to create the
Yeah.
conditions.
And
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, for a lot of people, their time at the gym was their only me time. It was the only time they got to do what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
So the fact that they can't go to the gym to do the Open is probably really hard for some people.
Oh, for most people,
Hopefully that'll change in the next couple of months.
Oh yeah. Well, I think
Yeah.
I think it is in good way. I think, and I hope we're moving forward in a good direction. But I'm pretty convinced that we're not going down, we're going up. We've passed the big things, and crossing fingers. I'm very big on thinking positive rather than saying, "Oh, might not happen." I doubt sometimes. It's normal, you know me. But yeah. Hey, talking about the Open, talking about CrossFit,
Yeah.
we can't avoid not talking about nutrition.
Right.
I know. How is your nutrition? Like, what's up with nutrition?
It's definitely not perfect.
Okay.
But I'm using the same approach that I use for the shape that I'm in and how I address working out and exercise with my nutrition. And Thomas said something the other day that really struck a chord with me, is that when I go into something, I go all in. So for my nutrition, I thought I had to change everything right away.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just simply not realistic, right? And for a whole bunch of reasons. But changing one small thing at a time is doable. And I think it's realistic and it works for me. Like you said a while ago, try and eat, I think it was like 3 cups of vegetables a day.
It's a total of 6
so
cups.
I started doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 6 cups of fruits and vegetables mixed. That's a total of 3 and 3, you could say. Yeah.
So I started doing that, and that was not difficult to do. And it's good. So those kind of changes for me are very doable and achievable. So I've been doing that. I don't eat badly. I just probably like eating too much.
Well, because you enjoy food, which is absolutely normal,
I do.
But so you've made a few changes. So you've changed the quality, the quantity, both?
Both.
Okay.
I was eating a lot more salads and less vegetables. Now I've turned that around where I'm eating more vegetables and less salads.
Okay. And how do you like that? Like, is it good?
What's surprising is that, and maybe it's not surprising to you because I know you have a background in nutrition, is that when I was eating my salads, even though that there was a lot of really good healthy things in them, I was always hungry.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I find when I eat vegetables, I am less hungry,
Hmm. Yeah, it's more consistent.
I guess. My body likes it better, I would say.
And so before you didn't have much vegetables, is that what it is? Or you had
Well,
just
I would
the
eat
salads?
vegetables. I ate vegetables, but I only ate them at night, really.
Okay.
So now I have vegetables at lunch, I have vegetables at dinner. Sometimes I have vegetables as a snack. So there's a lot more vegetables.
What would you say to someone who's listening again? That I'm okay with my nutrition, but I think I should start, but I don't know really where I should start.
Mm.
What would you say?
Are we assuming that they're starting to exercise also? Or
Sure. Yeah.
just,
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
um, so I think what happens with most people is as soon as they start to exercise, they naturally want to eat a little better.
That is true.
And then, so then again, for me, it was finding somebody who had experience in that, because I mean, you can go on the internet and read a million different things about nutrition and they all disagree with each other.
Yeah.
So I would rather talk to somebody who has experience in it, like I have asked you many questions about
Hmm.
nutrition,
Hmm.
and inform yourself with somebody who knows what they're talking about. And then I guess small changes make big differences. And, if you have a family and people don't want to eat what you're eating, they don't have to.
Yeah, it's
You
true.
can make your own meal.
Did you have to do that?
I do. Like Gordon
Okay.
often doesn't want to eat what I eat, or
Okay.
he wants a lot more of it.
Well, people are different, so we adapt to our own ways and we test. And so, like you mentioned, and Thomas did the same thing. When you're trying to switch something in your nutrition, the number one thing is, well, obviously have a guide and who knows kind of what they're doing. Obviously, there's no such thing as a diet, but there's more of a way of eating, something you can keep for a life. But when you're
Yeah.
starting to make a change, it's good to change something. Remove one thing or add one thing, and don't change everything at one shot, because then otherwise you don't know what the effect of food is on you, right? And so you don't know
No.
if what you're doing is actually very good or not for you. So the most important is to start questioning and then see what would be the feasible and acceptable changes. Food is very psychological, so it's not easy to change, but it has a huge impact. A huge impact on everyone. So
And
it's
I
a
think
daily
too,
thing.
Mike,
Yeah.
the simple thing that I would maybe offer to someone that wanted to get on a better road with their nutrition is stay away from processed stuff.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
If it
Oh yeah.
doesn't look like how it looked like when it started, then don't eat it. Like an
Hmm.
apple should look like an apple.
Yeah. We
It
often
shouldn't
say
be
that.
smushed down into pastry, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yep. Yep. We often say that if it has an ingredient list, it's not food.
okay,
Broccoli is broccoli. Steak
right.
is steak. Ingredient list is usually
Sometimes.
not as it's more of the time processed. And now that doesn't
Yeah.
include always breads and stuff like that, but
And
um,
sugar, I mean, sugar's the big evil, right?
oh yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah,
everywhere and in everything.
yeah. You've got to be responsible when you eat sugar. Sugar is exactly eating sugar is almost the same way as you're responsible when you're drinking a glass of wine. You appreciate, but you don't try to finish the entire bottle to attack a second bottle, right? So when you could totally have a piece of chocolate, but just don't finish the whole tablet to just attack the ice cream after. So it's some life is good, and those are part of the good things.
Yeah.
But we need to realize, and many people don't realize that. So it's again, I believe that this environment is because we always say that you surround yourself with like-minded people, and usually that works
Hmm.
very well. You're in a group of people that have like a similar goal as yourself, your goal, and which is, you know, improving health through fitness and through your environment, which is stress-free, sleeping great, you know, recovering properly, exercising on a regular basis, and eating well. You know, it's important.
Yeah, it's a
Now,
balance. It is. You're right.
I have three little questions. I've asked those questions back in the day already to you. It's the first one will be, how was your life before CrossFit? How is your life now value CrossFit? And then who would you recommend CrossFit to? It could be a specific person, and it could be whatever answer you may have. So, what is well, how was your life before you CrossFit?
Mm, I had a very busy life, but I didn't have a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you felt kind of run down all the time. I never felt
Tired.
ready to attack the day.
Okay. Now that
But I
you
mean,
CrossFit.
now that I've done CrossFit, a lot of things have changed. I have, for sure, I have more energy. I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of arthritis, and the arthritis is not gone, but the more I move, the better it gets.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's definitely, yeah.
So that's huge. Um, I feel that I'm more proud of myself is the wrong word, but I'm pleased with myself that I'm on this journey, and I
Mm-hmm.
find that it helps me deal with a lot of things in my everyday life.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So
And
that's
where you stand on doing CrossFit now. Who would you recommend CrossFit to?
I wish that I could get my peers to come to the gym.
Okay.
It's not hard to do, and they all think, oh my God, like I can't do this. It's like I said to you before, Mike, it's like the people that clean their house before the cleaning lady comes. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you don't need to be in shape before you go to the gym. That's why you're going to the gym, is to
I'm
get in
I'm go,
shape.
I'm gonna use that saying. Yeah.
But and CrossFit is so scalable, like it can be adapted for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
there's
It
a
really is. That's
division. I
beautiful.
mean, Mike, this is extreme, but there is a division, and
Mm-hmm.
correct me if I'm wrong, in the open for adapted athletes.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's absolutely, you're right.
I mean, if we think we're challenged with what we're doing,
Oh my God. Yeah, I know. You know, some don't
so
have they're missing a leg, they're missing an arm, you know, and they're doing it. It's fantastic.
it is.
And so,
So all to say that I wish there was a magic wand I could wave and I could get all these people to come to the gym, especially the older people, because we're
yeah.
the ones that need
Mm-hmm.
to be in shape even more.
Yeah, it's
I
yeah,
don't want to end up in a senior's home because I can't walk or
yeah. You're you've understood this. You've understood that you could have an impact on that. And even further, is CrossFit the solution? No, it's not the solution. It's one solution. It appears that,
part of it.
of course, and it appears that CrossFit is a
Yeah.
good solution. It's an efficient solution. It works very well. So functional training, you know, and we do it at relatively intense. With a you know, it's relatively intense. It's a high intensity, but it's for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's it's
And
fantastic. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, part of the beauty of CrossFit for me is that it's not just like doing one thing over and over again.
Hmm.
There's so
Well,
many different parts of it. Like some people are good at one part, they're not good at the other. Like everyone finds an area where they're good, and everyone finds an area where they're not so good.
Exactly.
And I like it that it's always varied and it always changes, and it, like, surprising your body in a good way is what makes your body grow, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I can only agree with you with this, and you know, it's a mental toughness as well to just accept that we need to work on some weaknesses, and varying your training and varying the intensity, because it's not always the same intensity. Understanding those principles allows the body to move forward with its fitness in a better way than on a routine that looks the same every day, all the time, you know?
Yeah,
And, you know, like you said, you know, older people could benefit from this. And, but right now, you know, I think the mistake comes from us. We need to open our doors even more to educate people about what CrossFit is and show them. And it's, you know, this video is going to be very important just because you're exposing this. You know, like I'm not the one saying it. You know, like obviously,
no,
you know, I may get a few shares and a few likes on social media by saying stuff like that, because people might agree, but it's still not going to convince other people. And you've experienced it, you're showing it,
absolutely. Yeah.
and so you know, when we reopen, you know what, I'm saying it on this video, invite them. I'm gonna offer them a few sessions just to show or
I've
watch.
tried.
You know,
Yeah. We'll try it again.
yeah,
See if
for
we can
sure.
get some of them in the door.
Who knows? Who knows? Barb, thank you very much for this talk. This was fantastic, and I
I
do
think
hope that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think I probably talk too much, but that's nothing new.
No, 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 no. It's perfect. It's this is the reason for this chat. You know, it's important, and I think it's gonna go well if, you know, I'm gonna see how this works to share it. You know, and then yeah, let's move forward. So I'm gonna hit the stop button to stop the recording.